right, Elizabeth said you're not going to eat coffee because I am very high octane. So drink me up, folks. I'm the lightning round. Alex and I are going to get you fired up. Here we go. So I'm not kidding. I have not had any coffee today. This is just who I am. I flew all the way from North Carolina to give a 10-minute talk. So please don't leave because I am here to tell you that we're going to do great things together from all over this country. So I want to start by just giving you one thing I want all of us to just spend a second doing. Everybody needs to hear these 4 important words, I believe in you. And I think everybody in this room had somebody say, I believe in you. So if you can just for a moment think about who it was, a teacher, a parent, a peer, a friend, a counselor, who said, I believe in you. And I want you to just hold that person with you for the next 10 minutes. The second thing I want to start with is to say, and I was trained to have 3 things, so here's number 2. The most powerful way, I would argue, to address both poverty and increase opportunity, and after the election we just saw, I'm going to add, normally I talk about decreasing poverty, increasing opportunity. I'm now going to add to this addressing anxiety, because I think it's real. But the most powerful way to address poverty, increase opportunity, and address the anxiety is education and training. It is the way out of this in a lot of ways. And yet we're leaving thousands and thousands of students behind. And the third thing I'm going to leave with you, and this is my Debbie Downer slide, so just roll with me for a second. That, my friends, is our national student-to-school counselor ratio in the United States. It is 491 to 1, which means the students get to spend 20 minutes a year talking to a counselor. So again, let's go back to those 4 words, I believe in you. That counselor is saying, I believe in you to 491 students. That's not even my worst Debbie Downer slide. This one is. That's California. The ratio in this country is 491 to 1, but here in the great state of California, my home state, it's 1,016 to 1. We have a silent crisis in this country that our school counselors have caseloads that are completely not realistic. So, I would argue without advice, 2 things happen. 1, without advice, we make decisions that betray ourselves. And 2, without good advice, we actually forfeit opportunities that we have earned. And I'm using that word earned really intentionally. This is worse than having a lottery ticket and forgetting to cash it in, because you didn't really work for the lottery ticket. Our students are working really hard. They're earning those lottery tickets, and they're not cashing them in. They've earned these opportunities, but they're not taking them. So, what are we going to do to fix this? Well, I would argue that the way to fix this is we have to ramp up the advice. We have to ramp up the access to opportunity. We have to access data and good results. So the College Advising Corps is an organization where we literally place recent college graduates in high schools full-time to make sure that students get the advice they need and get really good information on that pathway to college. So we're evidence-based, we're data-driven, we're high-impact. I have to do a couple of shout-outs very quickly. Jim Shelton and his work made a huge difference for us. This White House has made a huge difference for us. We've had 2 Social Innovation Fund grants that absolutely change our ability to collect evidence and raise our level of evidence. And it's great to be here at Stanford because I'm a nerd at heart, but we've had 7 years where Eric Bettinger here in the School of Education has done our evaluation for us. So we have literally spent every day saying, not only are we collecting data, but is this working? Is it not working? Can we scale what works? And can we stop doing what doesn't? So we also believe the messenger matters. This is just one slide, but I can tell you 96% of our advisors in New York City are people of color. 89% of our students are people of color. Nationally, over 70% of our advisors are underrepresented. Over 62% were Pell eligible themselves when they were in college. And over 54% were first in their family to go to college. So this isn't just about using great data and great technology. It's also about harnessing young people who can say, I did it, I believe in you, and if I can do it, you can do it too. And I'm incredibly proud of these amazing national service members that spend literally 2 years in schools making this possible. So let me give you a sense of why data matters. We recently launched a partnership with the College Board. And Elizabeth made a mention of what would it be like to unlock really good data. Well, 4.3 million students take the PSAT every year. What if we took that PSAT data and made every student aware that, hey, actually you're a really great student and you should take an AP class, or wait, you're a really good student and you should take more math, or wait, you're a really good student, you should take more science or history or whatever it is. And then we propel them to take SAT prep, which has been totally changed by a College Board's partnership with the Khan Academy. 2.2 million students this year are getting free SAT practice. And it's not prep, it's practice. So if they don't understand something, they actually get tutored on it on that website. And then you propel them to take the SAT, and then you propel them to get fee waivers, and then you propel them to take great seriousness to their applications and apply to at least 4 schools, and then you propel them to higher education. This is the data that College Board's willing to unlock with us so that every district, every counselor, every advisor can actually propel their students forward. This is the power of data. So we're gonna scale. We've got a robust model for scale. We look like this now. That's literally our footprint now. The idea is to go like this and like this, if it was only so easy. But this year we're in 600 high schools serving 180,000 students, and we're hoping that our full-time advisors will continue to grow. And again, when we're scaling, it's not about scaling a model, it's about scaling innovation. The beauty of our program is we have 600 social entrepreneurs out there every day making ideas up with these students, telling them that they believe in them, and creating a learning lab that, again, is happening here at Stanford. So our parent texting initiative came from the field. Our Summer Melt initiative came from the field. We've got blended learning going on in all these high schools across the country because we've empowered 622-year-olds to tell students we believe in them and then reach out to their parents, their teachers, and their counselors to make that happen. We also launched with the College Board an EAdvising initiative where we literally have taken 6,000 students who've scored very high in their SATs, have great GPAs, and are in danger of not going or going to an undermatched institution. 6,000 kids that are getting, we've never met them before, video chatting, texting, nudging, document sharing, you name it, our advisors are there every day trying to help those students make better college choices. So why us, why now, why am I talking to you? I'm talking to you because we're poised for a big bet, and this is exactly the moment that Elizabeth and others have been talking about today. But we need to advance our partnerships and our technology. We need every school district to step up and say, we want to do this. We need to propel students with personalized learning. We need to use the data to drive advising and outcomes. We have a model that works, but we also know we can't do this alone. So one of our core values is grace and humility. As we do this, we think about it. We're not a silver bullet, but we do have evidence that this works. We do have great young people that want to do the work, and we do have great partners, and you're about to meet one of them, Alex, who are willing to hold hands and do this together. So I'm going to end by hopefully inspiring you. This is Jorge, and this is a true story. Jorge got an email. It's that simple. He got an email a year ago saying, Jorge, you've got great SAT scores and great grades. We want to help you go to college. Jorge is a first-generation low-income student from South Florida. He did not think he was going to college and did not know how to go to college until he got that email. He opened it up, replied yes, and worked with one of our advisors the whole year long. Jorge is now a freshman at Carnegie Mellon in the engineering school. And if you read that quote, you'll see Jorge's parents are both in the fast food industry. And Jorge had no idea that he could do whatever he wanted. There's no doubt in my mind, as an environmental engineer, which is what he's majoring, Jorge might be the person that helps us figure out climate change. But until he got that email, until he heard those 4 words, I believe in you, he didn't know everybody in this room does believe in him. And he didn't know how to navigate that path to college. All because we took data and sent an email. Now, I know I'm making that sound a little dramatic and easy, but sometimes there's things that we can do that change the course of a life. And if we do this over and over again, what would that mean for our economy, our democracy, and alleviating poverty? So I just want to end by saying those 4 words one more time. I believe in you, because you're now about to meet somebody I believe in. Again, none of us do this alone. It's not just important to get students to college, we have to get them through college. So I want to introduce you to somebody I believe in, my friend, my ally, my fellow warrior in the college access and success space, Alex from Beyond 12.